After more than a decade of waiting, Rockstar may finally be ready to drop the biggest video game release in modern history, Grand Theft Auto 6. But just when fans thought the only thing left to celebrate was the release date, the conversation suddenly turned into something completely different. The price, the additions, the physical copy controversy, and the fear that GTA 6 might quietly become the first real $100 mainstream game. And now, instead of everyone simply counting down the days until launch, a lot of gamers are asking one uncomfortable question. Are we about to pay full price for only part of the experience? It has been a very long time since the last major Grand Theft Auto game changed the gaming world. GTA 5 was not just a successful release, it became one of the biggest entertainment products ever made, and Rockstar has spent years keeping that game alive through GTA Online, updates, re-releases, and a player base that somehow refused to completely move on. But because of that long wait, the pressure on GTA 6 is absolutely massive. This is not just another game release. This is the kind of release where people expect history to be made, and that is exactly why the latest GTA 6 information is causing such a loud reaction online. For years, fans have been waiting for Rockstar to finally give clear details about the launch. People wanted a date, they wanted additions, they wanted pricing, and they wanted to know whether this game was actually going to arrive without another delay. Now, with reports pointing toward a November release window, and with pre-orders becoming a major talking point, the hype is back at full force. But the hype is not the only thing spreading. The backlash is spreading too. The biggest issue right now is the reported pricing structure. The standard edition is being talked about at around $80, and that alone is enough to make a lot of gamers pause. Because not too long ago, the gaming industry was already pushing players from $60 games to $70 games. A lot of people accepted that even if they did not love it, because development costs were rising and publishers kept arguing that bigger games required bigger budgets. But now, if GTA 6 comes in at $80 for the standard version, people are asking the obvious question, is this the new normal? And that is where the conversation gets serious, because GTA 6 is not just any game. This is the game that other publishers are watching closely. If Rockstar can charge $80 for the base version and still break records, then every major publisher in the industry is going to look at that and think, why can't we do the same? That is the concern. GTA 6 might not just be expensive on its own. It might become the game that resets pricing expectations for the entire industry. But according to the Backlash online, $80 may not even be the real issue. The bigger concern is that many players feel the real version of the game is closer to $100. That is because the Ultimate Edition is reportedly priced at $99.99. And this is where fans are starting to get very frustrated. Special editions are nothing new. Gamers are used to seeing deluxe editions, premium editions, collector's editions, early access bundles, bonus content packs, and all kinds of extra versions. But the problem begins when players feel like basic parts of the game are being separated from the normal purchase. That is the accusation now surrounding GTA 6. Fans are reacting strongly to reports that certain stores, tattoo shops, mod shops, custom vehicles, and other features may be tied to the more expensive edition. And whether someone thinks that is a small detail or a major problem, the reaction is understandable. Because this is Grand Theft Auto. Customization, vehicles, shops, upgrades, and freedom are not random bonus features. These are things people naturally associate with the core GTA experience. So when fans hear that some of those things could be connected to a $100 edition, they do not see it as harmless extra content. They see it as the full game being split into different price levels. And that is why the phrase $100 game is starting to attach itself to GTA 6. Because for many players, the standard edition does not feel like the full version if major features are sitting behind a higher price tag. And this is where Rockstar has to be very careful. Because yes, people are excited. Yes, GTA 6 will almost certainly sell an unbelievable number of copies. Yes, the franchise is powerful enough that millions of people will buy it no matter what. But that does not mean fans are happy with every decision. There is a difference between anticipation and approval. A game can be guaranteed to sell and still create a massive wave of frustration before launch. Another major problem is the physical release controversy. A lot of gamers are upset over reports that the physical edition may not include an actual disc and could instead come with a download code inside the box. For some people, that might not seem like a big deal because digital downloads are already extremely common now. But for physical collectors, this is a massive disappointment. When someone buys a physical copy, they expect to own something real. They expect a disc. They expect a copy they can put on a shelf, lend, resell, collect, or keep for years. A box with a download code does not feel like a physical copy to many fans. It feels like digital ownership wearing a physical disguise. And that is why the backlash makes sense. Because the gaming industry has been moving more and more toward digital-only releases for years, and players can see what is happening. Physical ownership is slowly being pushed out. Publishers would rather sell digital because it saves them money on discs, packaging, manufacturing, shipping, storage, and retail logistics. From a business perspective, it is easy to understand why companies like digital, but from a consumer perspective, it feels like control is being taken away. And that is really the bigger issue here. The GTA 6 controversy is not only about $80 or $100, it is about the direction of gaming. It is about players feeling like they pay more while owning less. They pay more for the base game. They pay extra for deluxe content. They pay again for online currency. They deal with digital codes instead of discs. And then they are told this is just how modern gaming works now. For a franchise like Grand Theft Auto, that creates an even bigger reaction because GTA used to represent freedom. It was chaotic, bold, offensive, satirical, fearless, and packed with content. People loved it because it felt like Rockstar was willing to make fun of everything and everyone. But after such a long gap between GTA 5 and GTA 6, many fans are already wondering if the Rockstar of today is the same Rockstar that built the franchise in the first place. That is another reason people are nervous. A lot changes in more than a decade. Writers leave, developers leave, leadership changes, company culture changes, the entertainment industry changes, the standards for comedy change, the limits of satire change. And because GTA has always been known for pushing boundaries, players are asking whether GTA 6 will still have that same sharp edge or whether it will feel softened, filtered, and modernized in a way that removes some of the franchise's identity. So when you combine all of this together, you can see why the reaction is so intense. Fans are not only reacting to a price, they are reacting to a decade of expectations. They are reacting to the fear that the industry is using GTA 6 as a test case. They are reacting to the possibility that physical ownership is fading. They are reacting to the idea that core content could be separated by addition. And they are reacting to the question of whether Rockstar can still deliver the kind of GTA experience people have been waiting for. And let's be honest, GTA 6 has almost impossible expectations attached to it. This game is expected to look incredible, feel massive, run well, have a huge open world, deliver memorable characters, offer endless things to do, reinvent the franchise, keep GTA Online players happy, satisfy longtime fans, bring in new players, and somehow justify more than 10 years of waiting. That is a ridiculous amount of pressure for any game. But this is Rockstar, and because Rockstar set the standard so high in the past, fans expect them to meet that standard again. The problem is that price creates a different kind of expectation. If a game costs more, people expect more. If the standard edition is $80, players are going to look at every missing feature, every bug, every limitation, and every addition difference much more aggressively. And if the $100 version is seen as the real version, then the criticism will be even louder. Because nobody wants to feel like they waited more than a decade just to be sold a divided version of the game. That is why the reported Ultimate Edition details are getting so much attention. If the extra content is cosmetic, small, or clearly optional, many players may move on. But if fans believe important features are being held back from the standard edition, that becomes a serious problem. Because Grand Theft Auto is built around player freedom. The more Rockstar separates that freedom into paid tiers, the more people will accuse the company of turning GTA 6 into a premium product first and a player-focused game second. And then there is the online side of things. GTA Online made Rockstar an unbelievable amount of money. And everyone knows GTA 6 will almost certainly have a massive online component. That alone creates another concern. Players are wondering how aggressive the monetization will be. Will the game be designed around fun first or around future spending? Will GTA 6 Online be filled with microtransactions from the beginning? Will the best vehicles, properties, upgrades, and customization options be locked behind grind-heavy systems that push people towards spending more money? These are the questions people are asking because they have already seen how modern gaming works. The base game is only the beginning now. The real money often comes after launch, and when a game as big as GTA 6 arrives with a higher entry price, players are naturally going to worry about what comes next. Still, none of this means GTA 6 is doomed. Not even close. In reality, this game is probably going to dominate the industry no matter what. The trailer numbers, the online discussion, the years of anticipation, the strength of the GTA brand, all of it points toward a massive launch. But massive sales do not automatically erase criticism. In fact, the bigger the game, the bigger the backlash can become if players feel like they are being pushed too far. That is why this moment matters. Rockstar is not just releasing a game. They are setting a tone. If players accept $80 as the new standard and $100 as the true premium experience, the rest of the industry will pay attention. Other publishers will study the reaction, the sales numbers, the pre-order performance, and the backlash. If GTA 6 breaks records anyway, expect other companies to follow the same path. And that is what makes this bigger than GTA 6 alone. This could be a turning point for game pricing. For years, publishers have wanted to charge more. They have tested deluxe editions, early access editions, battle passes, season passes, digital-only bonuses, and microtransactions. But GTA 6 is different because it has the power to normalize a higher price point instantly. If the biggest game in the world gets away with it, everyone else has a new excuse. So the question is not just whether GTA 6 will be worth $80 or $100. The real question is what gamers are willing to accept. Are players okay with paying more if the game is massive? Are they okay with physical boxes that do not include discs? Are they okay with special editions that may include content they expected in the base game? Are they okay with the idea that ownership keeps getting weaker while prices keep going up? That is the debate happening right now. And for Rockstar, the challenge is clear. They need to prove that GTA 6 is not just expensive because it can be expensive. They need to prove that the game actually delivers at a level that makes people feel like the wait, the price, and the hype were all justified. Because if this game launches and feels incomplete, restricted, overly monetized, or watered down, the backlash will be enormous. At the same time, if Rockstar delivers a massive, polished, content-rich experience that feels like a true evolution of Grand Theft Auto, then many players may eventually accept the price, even if they complain at first. That is the reality. Gamers complain loudly, but they also reward quality. If GTA 6 feels like a once-in-a-generation release, the controversy may not stop it. But if the game feels like a premium-priced product with missing pieces locked behind higher editions, then the conversation could get ugly fast. Right now, the biggest problem for GTA 6 is that the discussion has shifted. It should have been all excitement. It should have been fans celebrating the release date, preparing for pre-orders, and talking about the world, the characters, the story, and the gameplay. Instead, a huge part of the conversation is now about pricing, ownership, missing discs, and whether the standard edition is truly enough. And that is not the kind of conversation any company wants before a major launch. Once players become suspicious, every detail gets judged more harshly, and the narrative quickly shifts to Rockstar pushing things too far. So yes, GTA 6 is still one of the most anticipated games ever, and millions will buy it. But fans are excited and cautious at the same time. They want a great experience without feeling overcharged. That's why this isn't just a game launch anymore, it's a test. If this pricing works, it could change the industry. If fans push back, it could send a strong message. Rockstar now has to prove GTA 6 is worth the price and meets expectations. If they balance profit with player satisfaction, they can rebuild trust and set a better standard for future games.